Using the knuckle when you are hypermobile can be very useful, but there's some key things to consider. When you have loose joints, right, you have more elastin in your connective tissue than you do collagen. You tend to be more mobile, you have more range of motion. In that hypermobility situation, you are a prime candidate to develop muscle tension, which just kind of seems ironic, right? Because you should be more mobile, but your muscles are responsible for holding stability in your body. And if you are having too much laxity in your joints and too much mobility in your joints, your muscles have to do a lot more of the work to hold, which is one of the reasons why strengthening is so important. For the neck area, these joints in the neck also can become very unstable, which can make you more susceptible to your neck going out of alignment. And when your neck's out of alignment, it can be rubbing on things the wrong way, it can be irritating nerves, it can be causing headaches and all kinds of things. So, if you ask yourself, well, if I'm born hypermobile, I can't really change that, right? But what I can change is how my muscles respond to that. The more strength you have around your neck, obviously the better that your joints will hold in place. But if you are carrying muscle tension, especially in an asymmetrical way where one side is more tight than the other, then that muscle, like if you imagine one of these little muscles here, if you imagine it being tight, it's going to constantly pull your bone out of alignment. And because you don't have the strength in your ligaments to hold you in place, you're going to end up out of alignment all the time. And I don't know how many of you have to go in, and get adjustments or have somebody work on you to try to get you back in place. Maybe you get a crick in your neck or you end up with a headache or a migraine. A lot of that has to do with asymmetry, where you develop tension in these little muscles and it pulls you out of alignment. And then it's kind of the chicken or the egg phenomenon. Once the bone gets out of alignment, the body reacts and says, oh no, like I'm twisted, and then that creates more muscle tension. So in order to get yourself out of that pattern, having a regular routine of releasing muscle tension in each of these little muscles in your neck is really important. By making sure that all those muscles stay relaxed, that allows your bones to be in good alignment naturally, and then you can strengthen around that. Strengthening, exercises for this area of the body can be shoulder exercises like rhomboids, like rows, lat pull downs, anything to kind of strengthen the upper back area, and then strengthening the front of the neck, some of those deep neck muscles that are responsible for stability there. And I can share more of those in future videos as well. But the important thing to know is that when you are hypermobile in your neck, that making sure that you're not having muscle tension is actually even more important, because again, your joints aren't holding you in place. And there's one more thing that I wanted to share about people who are hypermobile, is that if you're hypermobile in your joints, that means that your connective tissue as a whole has more stretchiness, right? And that translates not just to the joints themselves, but also translates to other tissues like your vascular system, your veins and your arteries, and how stretchy they are, because they're actually made up of connective tissue too. And this is why people who are hypermobile tend to have more vascular related issues. Maybe they have issues regulating blood pressure, getting up from lying down, they get lightheaded or something like that. A lot of that has to do with having too stretchy of a vessel. Another example of this is migraines. Migraines can be vascular, started because there's a vasodilation. Because the vessels are too stretchy and the blood just comes in too quickly and stretches it out just too much. And so that phenomenon is also connected to muscle tension. If you have muscle tension in a particular area, that's compromising the vascular system as well. And if you're holding that, that's making you more susceptible to having this referral pattern with migraines and when you end up having that vasodilation event. And there's a lot more to be talked about there. But the point is, if you are one like me, who is hypermobile, it's very important to make sure your muscles are relaxed so that your bones can stay in good alignment and the response of the vascular system can be more normal.